Hey there! If you've ever wondered what it really means to program a computer, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and just totally demystify this whole thing. Seriously, think of this as your first step toward learning a brand new superpower. Let's start with a feeling I think we all know, right? That one task you have, maybe at work, maybe at school, you know the one I'm talking about. Clicking the same buttons, copying and pasting the same stuff, organizing the same files, day in, day out. It is so tedious, it's boring, and honestly, it's the kind of thing we humans are just not built for. But you know who is perfect for that? A computer, right? Computers never get tired, they never get bored. They can do those repetitive tasks with absolute perfect accuracy, thousands of times a second. So programming at its very heart is really just about learning how to give instructions to this amazing, tireless assistant so it can do all that boring work for you. Now, to give good instructions, it helps to know a little bit about who you're talking to. So let's take a quick peek inside the computer, and don't worry, it is not as complicated as it looks, I promise. It really just boils down to a few key parts all working together. Okay, so at its core, a computer is actually pretty simple. You've got data coming in from an input device, like your keyboard, then it gets processed by the CPU and memory, and then useful stuff comes out through an output device, like your monitor. Let's just quickly focus on those two parts in the middle. First up, you have the CPU, the central processing unit. The easiest way to think about this is as the brain. It's the part that does all the actual thinking, all the math, all the logic, the heavy lifting. It's like a lightning-fast calculator that follows every single instruction we give it. And for that CPU to do its work, it needs a place to keep track of things. That's memory. Think of it like the computer's short-term notepad, or maybe its desk space. It's where it keeps all the information it's currently working on, so that brain, the CPU, can get to it in an instant. So, here is the single most important thing to understand about all this. A computer does exactly what you tell it to do. No more, no less. A person might guess what you mean, but a computer? It follows every single step you give it, even if it's a weird, inefficient way to get there. It does not guess your intention. That precision is its greatest strength, but it means our instructions have to be crystal clear. So, how do we give these super clear, super precise instructions? We can't just talk to it in plain English, right? We need a special kind of language, something that can act as a bridge between our human ideas and the computer's world of pure logic. And that's where programming languages come in. Things like Python, Java, C++. We use them to write out our instructions in a really structured, logical way that the computer can then translate into actions. It's basically our way of having a conversation with the machine. Learning a programming language is actually a lot like learning a new spoken language. Think about it. In Spanish, you learn vocabulary, words. In programming, you learn special, reserved words like if, for, and while. In English, we have grammar rules to build sentences. In programming, you have syntax rules. See? It's not so foreign after all. Okay, so we know we need to learn a language, but which one should we start with? There are literally hundreds of them out there, but for a beginner, my recommendation is pretty much always the same. Let's talk about Python. So, why Python? Well, there are three huge reasons. First, it was literally designed from the ground up to be easy for beginners to learn. Second, its rules, its syntax, are super clean and readable. A lot of times, you can just look at Python code and kind of get what it's trying to do, even if you've never coded a day in your life. And finally, don't let that simplicity fool you. Python is incredibly powerful. It's used by companies like Google, Netflix, and even NASA for everything from websites to artificial intelligence. All right. Now, before you dive in and start learning a language like Python, I want to share the single most important piece of advice I can give any aspiring programmer. It's about where you should focus your energy, because the true skill of coding, it's not what most people think it is. It is so easy to fall into this trap, right? To think, okay, I just need to memorize all of Python's special words and all the grammar rules, and then, poof, I'll be a programmer. Is that really it? Nope, not even close. That's kind of like saying that if you memorize the entire dictionary, you'll be a great novelist. The words and the rules, they're just the tools. The real skill, the thing that truly makes you a programmer, is problem solving. This right here is the programmer's mindset. It's a process. First, you have to really, truly understand the problem you're trying to solve. Then, and this is the magic step, you break that big, intimidating problem down into a bunch of tiny, simple, manageable little pieces. And finally, you just use your programming language to write the instructions for each of those tiny pieces. That's it. That is the whole game. This quote just says it all perfectly. Memorizing the tools, the vocabulary, and syntax, that's the easy part. Learning how to use those tools to take a big logical problem and break it down into a working solution, that is the skill. That's what you're really here to learn.
So, as we wrap up, I want you to try and shift your thinking. Stop thinking of yourself as someone who is just learning to code. Start thinking of yourself as a problem solver who's learning a new, powerful set of tools. So look around you at all those tedious, repetitive tasks in your own life. What problem are you going to solve first?